I have the link open. All right. We are live. We're finally live on YouTube. And Rohit, this is our first live.
Yeah, this is our first live in live. I don't think I've ever gone live on YouTube for anything. I mean,
And the funny thing is, since I've worked in that live streaming and broadcast industry for about 8 to 9 years, but I have always been on the other side of the table. And
yeah,
yeah, and it's
yeah. I
still
mean,
cam-
such a handsome face has been kept off camera for
oh,
so long. So I think
so my
the world's very happy to see you live today, Mangesh.
I mean, I could sense the sarcasm in your voice, Rohit.
What? There's no. I'm being honest, man. How sad.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something. I'm in front of the camera. I'm still a bit nervous, but I'm not sure if I'm as nervous as Abhishek is these days while watching Liverpool. I had to do it. I had to do it.
Of course, of
I
course.
I miss just yeah. I don't know. I miss the banter. Because we have been playing so shit these days. I
Yeah. But I mean, it's so funny that as United fans, we've always sort of bashed clubs up when our club was doing well. It's so weird that we're also bashing other clubs when our club is in deep shit. So I think the only thing that stays constant is us United fans acting holier than thou all the time while being absolutely garbage on the pitch for the past 10 years. But hey, I mean, some things don't change.
But I mean, you have that. You still have that arrogance, right? We are Man United, and even if we
Yeah,
get relegated, I don't think that's ever going to happen. But
yeah, fair. I mean,
even when we're
looking at the way we're playing right now, we won't get relegated. We may finish 17th, but we won't get relegated.
but we are finally back against mighty Sunderland. And but to be very honest, Sunderland were playing well actually. They were not
Yeah.
as rubbish as well. I mean, they're not. They were not playing like Sunderland teams of the past. They were
Hmm.
playing a proper football. And I saw their game against Nottingham Forest the 1 week earlier, and
Hmm.
they were really good. They were really good. And one of the reasons could be that the manager of Nottingham Forest is Ange Postecoglou.
Of
But yeah,
course. No, but I'll tell you what. See, I mean, I think there's, and again, I don't want to start off on a negative note, but I think one big problem I'll tell you with the United fan base, right, is that it's expectations, right? I think we've said this in one of our podcasts before. One of the biggest problems is we somehow recognize and understand the fact that as of now, if you're being perfectly honest, we are a glorified mid-table club. Let's be honest, right? I understand that given the play that we have, we should be higher, but how higher? I mean, everyone's always said that we should be finishing in that sixth, seventh, eighth, that sort of a position. But in our heads, we still feel that, oh, no, 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 we are Man United and, oh, yeah, we're not top four. Oh, we haven't beaten Arsenal. Of course, we've not beaten Arsenal. We're miles away from those guys. So I think at this point, there needs to be a recalibration in terms of how we perceive the club, how we perceive results. When you
yeah.
beat a Sunderland, I know you were only half kidding when you said mighty Sunderland, but I mean, for United to have three straight home wins, however scratchy they may be, it's a win for us.
Yeah.
How much we want to sugarcoat it, beating Burnley, Chelsea, and Sunderland in three successive home games is a win. And we've not performed badly. We have been okay. Is everything about the club great? Are we going back into Fergie's era? Of course not. But if we keep our expectations low, which we should, given where we are at the moment, hey, we're not bad. Let me put it that way. We're not as bad as last season. Let me go one better.
I mean, the standards we have right now, the bar
I
is so
agree.
low right now.
It
The bar
is.
is
It
so
is.
low.
But don't you think that is how it should be? I
Yeah.
Because again, I don't mean to go on this topic, but for the longest time, right, even under Van Gaal, even under Mourinho, even under Oli, the expectation and the thought process was always, oh, they got us to a top four finish in their first season. Oh, we got to kick on next season, challenge for the title. That's not how it works,
Yeah.
right? You always said this about Arteta. Arteta finished what, eighth, what is sixth, eighth,
Yeah.
then fifth, and then he kicked on. The
Yeah.
problem with United fans is we want to get to that. Oh, now he's second stage without having to. And this is a very famous word that a lot of managers use. Without suffering.
Yeah.
This is our period of suffering.
Yeah.
I don't know if
No,
Amorim is the right manager. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that he's probably and the only reason I back him to the extent that I back him is that he's the first manager. And this is a brand new set of leaders that we have, our directors and all of that. Where I do feel that they are trying to do something different. I don't know if they're doing something right, but they're doing
yeah.
something different in the way they approach things. I don't know what you think.
No, I think that makes sense. So I made one video about United on the podcast, and in that what I said was, we can't be Man City or Liverpool or Arsenal right away, but we need to be Brighton and Bournemouth first.
Right,
And
exactly. 100%.
yeah, yeah, and this is not a dig at Brighton and Bournemouth because they're fantastically run clubs.
Hmm.
They're brilliantly run clubs,
Hmm.
but even their fans or their management knows that they are not going to be as good as, or they're not going to be as big as Liverpool or Manchester United. That's not
They're
going to
not.
happen.
They're not.
And it's high time that we realize that we are not Manchester United anymore. We are just
Yeah.
another mid-table team. You're not Alex Ferguson's Man United. But that's so funny. I remember ages ago, I watched, it was a documentary about Man United and Liverpool rivalry, something on the lines. And Graham Souness was talking about, and you know how, I mean, of course, Graham Souness was absolutely brilliant player. And what he said in that documentary was that we used to get pissed off at the fact that United in the 70s, despite not winning anything, all we won
Hmm.
was FA Cups. And despite not winning anything, we always had that sense of, I don't
Hmm.
know, a charisma or
Right.
romance or flamboyance. And that somehow that Liverpool players of that team that did not like it because
Yeah.
they were the ones who were winning the Champions Leagues. They won 4 Champions Leagues from between 1977 to 1984, and
Yeah.
that's
That's
a
crazy.
ridiculous achievement. That is something we have not been able to do.
Yeah.
And even with Alex Ferguson, one of not exactly criticism, you can't criticize a man who has won 2 Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
But I still feel between 99 to 2001, we should have won. We could have won one Champions League more.
Yeah,
At
they could
least
have won one Champions League if Solskjaer actually netted that goal against Leverkusen. Fuck, man. It's one of those things that I'll take this to my grave. And like, how is Ollie of all people missing this? And not to mention, we had an app. Okay, I shouldn't say politically incorrect things on a stream. I know that, but
yeah.
fill in the blanks with any expletive you want. That dash Tim Howard, if he hadn't spilled that ball straight onto Costinia's feet in 2004, we would have gone out and we would have gotten to the final. We would have beaten Monaco. But okay, let me not rant again.
Yeah, so and this is a very good point. So what happens is a lot of United fans think that in 2000, in Fergie's last season, and that Nani's red card against Real, they
Hmm.
think that had we won that game, we would have won the Champions League. I don't think that would have happened
No,
because
no.
both Bayern and Dortmund were absolutely brilliant. But since I started watching United, I thought we could have won the Champions League in 2004.
Hmm.
We had a good chance in 2010
Hmm.
when we lost against Bayern.
That was the first. Oh, like the Robin volley.
Robin Wally.
Ah, okay.
And we were decent in that game, actually. And then Rafael lost his head and got sent off. And that was slightly harsh, but he got sent off. And yeah, we lost. We won that game, but we were out of the. And after the game, there was Fergie with his famous typical German
Yeah,
smack.
typical Germans. Yeah. No,
just
but
imagine, just imagine a manager doing that right now. Typical Germans.
oh, he'll be cancelled in about 5 minutes, and he'll have to put in long ass posts on Instagram and whatnot. But I don't think it's a harsh critique at all. I think United have underperformed in the Champions League.
Yeah.
For a club of United stature, right? I mean, look at it this way, right? For a club that won 13 out of the first 20 seasons of the Premier League, they won 13 titles, and you won 2 Champions League. That doesn't match up. Like
Yeah.
when Liverpool were dominating Europe, in England domestically, they were going out and winning Champions Leagues. Real Madrid, let's not talk about Real Madrid. They win Champions Leagues faster than I've changed underwear in my life, I think. questionable hygiene, but Real Madrid is Real Madrid. Let's keep them aside. But you
And in
think
fact,
about
Real
yeah.
Madrid, they win more Champions League than La Ligas. It's a completely, it's
Have
completely
they?
opposite.
Oh, in the
I mean,
tenure,
in
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
the last 20 years or
Madrid
so.
are an anomaly, man. Madrid are an
Yeah,
anomaly.
yeah,
I mean, of course, I won't say I have a soft spot for them, but I mean, I
yeah.
know
I
who
like Madrid.
I
I
know
like
who I
Madrid.
prefer between Madrid and Barca for a wide variety of reasons, which we may go towards the end of this because that's a separate rant. I'm powered by my chai already, so I am fully
Oh
equipped to go on
God.
a goat rant if you want to, Mangesh.
I think for the goat rank, we also need Abhishek.
Ah, fair. But he'll be on my
Uh,
side, surprisingly, this time.
that's fine. That's fine. But it will be fun.
I,
But
I
uh, but
agree.
but talking on that same point, and I always felt that, see, when Ferguson joined United, so he did not come from any school of philosophy.
Hmm.
At the time when he joined United, English teams were banned in Europe because of Hazel tragedy.
Hmm.
And what happened at the time was, Fergie. Let's face it, Fergie wasn't a tactical innovator. He was
Hmm.
an early adapter of a lot of things. So
Right.
I remember reading his. I think there is this his early that book about his diary, something. I forgot the name of that book. And in that book, Fergie talks about going to Galatasaray and watching JJ Okocha,
Hmm.
and going to some other place to watch the players that we now we know we can watch them on YouTube, but back in the days we could barely watch them. And Fergie used to do that back in the day,
Hmm.
and it took him some time to get adjusted to
Hmm.
that rhythm, to the tactical now. Because what happened is, after United got their asses whooped by Barcelona in that group stage match in 94-95, and Alex Ferguson realized, yeah, this is something different. We are not ready for
Hmm.
this.
Hmm.
And later years, we started playing against Juventus. So we between 96 to 98, 96, 97 to 98, 99, we
Hmm.
faced Juventus three times, six games. And if you watch the first two games in 96, 97, oh my God, we were so far behind them. And we are
Correct.
talking about just 2 years before the treble season. And
Hmm.
even though we reached the Champions League semi-final of that season, and again we missed loads of chances. Cantona missed a lot of chances
Chances, yeah.
against Dortmund in the semi-final.
Dortmund, yeah.
But there was always this sense of, oh my God, we are not good enough.
Hmm.
We always had that sense. And
Yeah.
in 98, 99, when we basically when we won the Champions League finally, it was, I mean, nobody deserved it more. We had Barca and
Hmm.
Bayern in the group stage. Then we
Hmm.
defeated Inter and Juve in the semi-final,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then Bayern Munich again. So
Yeah.
again, I mean, of course, we can talk about 99 for another day.
Yeah.
That's never
And
going
then
to
we're
be a
going to be
problem.
like we're just going to be like two old ass uncles talking about the good old days on the stream. But sorry, Mangesh, sorry to interrupt you. Shreyansh has a couple of good points in the chat. But Shreyansh says
Yeah.
that don't know, but my gut feeling tells me Liverpool are losing next week. Mate, Shreyansh, that's not happening. The only reason I mean, I'm with you, man. I hope United beat Liverpool away, but I don't see that happening. I'll tell you why. Again, going back to the reason that I said earlier is that there's there's a comfort I think that the players have when they play at home. Old Trafford is probably where they're able to express themselves a little better, and
Yeah.
the expectations and all of that. That sort of the crowd basically helps them get past any hurdles.
Yeah.
But at Anfield, given the way we've sort of played there, even like I think last season was probably the only time United actually put in a good performance at Anfield.
Yeah.
That 2-2, I thought we were very good. I thought in that
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, there's been the 7-0 not so long ago, and we've been hammered so many times. So I am with you, buddy, but I don't think we're gonna beat Liverpool. And the other point that Shreyansh has made is again, I'm fully on it. He says that
That's
uh
your favorite point.
yeah, man. I mean, I fully agree with him. He says that the most important thing is mentality and that the United players lack it. They don't even have the passion to represent the club. They treat it like a 9 to 5. Shreyansh, I think people like you and I and Mangesh, we treat our 9 to 5s a little bit more seriously than some of these players treat United. Honestly, it's a mentality thing. I will happily die on this cliff that it's sure, tactics and all of that, sure, all of that is important, but there is a mentality problem at this football club. And I, unfortunately, even the manager, the captain, and everyone's responsible for it. We don't have leaders, right? That's what Roy Keane and these guys say all the time. Like, we're the leaders. Who Evra said this all the time. Like, who's the guy in the dressing room that's just saying that playing this way is unacceptable? Whereas when Bruno misses two penalties, one against Fulham and the other against Brentford, was it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah. And
Yeah, yeah, correct.
you immediately saw his head drop, his shoulders drop. And I'm like, bro, you're the captain. You can't be the one, you've got to rally the troops. You've got to keep going. And those both, I'm fully in, I genuinely believe both those games would have turned in differently had Bruno, slaughtered it past the keeper for the penalty. But it is a mentality issue. I fully agree with you.
I think, especially in the Brentford game, all the players were so down. I don't think had we scored against had Bruno scored the penalty, I think we would have found a way to concede one more in a
But at least it
flash.
would have been different there. The way we approached it, maybe we could have. Maybe, see, this is all if buts,
Yeah,
maybes. I
of
get
course,
that.
of
But
course, of
I
course.
mean, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. No, I just wanted to read out Shreyansh's chat. Thanks, Shreyansh, firstly for listening in and sending your comments in. Love it. Thank you.
Yeah, and but I mean, yeah, of course, we can talk about United all day and night long. But
Which is
let's,
what we do on a regular day, anyways. So.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, I am so I feel I am a bit relaxed today because, of course, United are not playing. But at the same time, the crisis club at the moment is not United, and I don't think it's going to be a huge crisis. But it's finally so good to see Liverpool lose three on the bounce, man. I feel really good. I've always been a petty fan. I love Schadenfreude. It's
Yeah,
Schadenfreude. I always
it
love
is.
when
Of course.
Liverpool. I love watching Liverpool's misery.
I'll
And
tell you, I'll give you an Indian reference or more of a Mumbai reference point to what we are. uh, People who understand Marathi or people who understand Hindi, people in Mumbai, we all know what a chal is, like a chawl, right? And there are always these aunties and these oversmart uncles in the chawl who मतलब खुद के घर पे कुछ है नहीं, अनाज नहीं है, गैस नहीं है, पानी नहीं है, लेकिन बाजू वाले के घर पे और थोड़ा गैस कम है क्या? वाह 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 वाह, अच्छी बात है, अच्छी बात है. This is we have exactly turned into one of these चाल वाला uncles and aunties. Got nothing going for us. We are a fucking complete shit show. But oh yeah, look at that guy. He's done, he's not really done well for the past 5 minutes. And let's all laugh at them. That is what we've turned into. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
yeah, but yeah, we are not going to stop.
No, of course not.
I mean, of course,
Yeah.
we are like those char uncles. But yeah, so
Yeah.
what? It's fun laughing at Liverpool, right? It's always
But
fun
I know
laughing at them. We don't get that much chance
we
these
don't
days,
get that many
and
chances. Yeah.
and it's been a while since we. I mean, I haven't wound up Abhishek since ages, man. I miss
Yeah.
it. I really miss it. But yeah, I mean, the I don't think it's a huge crisis. It's a mini crisis. They
It's
clearly
a it's a stumbling block. That's about it. I
yeah,
wouldn't call
yeah,
it a crisis either. Yeah.
yeah. And of course, they'll get better in probably in next a couple of weeks or after. I hope they get
Hmm.
better after they face United, and they lose 4 games on the bounce in that case. But Slot will get it right. So I mean, see what's happened with Liverpool is, so what I observe is Slot has finally had his players.
Hmm.
Last
Hmm.
season, it was essentially Klopp's team. I think we talked about this on the podcast as well. Uh, it was Klopp's team, and only one player of slot sign was Federico Chiesa, and he barely featured in that campaign. And now what's happened is he has signed 3 to 4 players, 5 players. I think a lot of players he has signed, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
they need time to settle in that team. They need time to understand rhythm of rhythm of their teammates. They need time to understand their systems. And if you consider someone like Florian Wirtz, right, who was one of the best players of Bundesliga,
Hmm.
and in Bundesliga, these guys always pressed. But I'm pretty sure that pressing in England is definitely different than pressing in Bundesliga because
Hmm.
Premier League is more physical.
Hmm.
So it will take some time for them. And what happened essentially in, say, 2023-24 season, when Liverpool dominated the table for about 30 weeks, till 30 game weeks, Liverpool was at the top of the table. And to be very honest, I was not afraid or not anxious about them winning at all, because I knew that they were going to fall off the cliff. Because in the same season, they signed four different players. They signed Endo, they signed Szoboszlai, they signed Gravenberch, they signed uh, someone else.
Hmm.
Who did they sign? Four players. McAllister.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, but McAllister was the only player who played in the Premier League. And two out of these three players, one was from Eredivisie, two were from Bundesliga and one from Eredivisie. So
Hmm.
after having a good start, they faltered, and that's going to happen. And one of, I think this is not exactly this is not, of course, not a criticism. Slot won the league, but I think
Hmm.
he is a victim of his own success, because none of us actually expected Liverpool to win the league. I mean, I don't know a single pundit, I don't know a single journalist who thought Liverpool are going to win.
Yeah, but I get your point. But my whole thing is that it. See, there are going to be stumbling blocks when you've changed parts of your squad in each position, right?
Yeah,
Attack, as you mentioned, they've got Isak who's new, Ekiteke who's new.
yeah,
Midfield, even though we say it's sort of the same, but at the same time, Slot has some of these harebrained ideas like playing what's his guy, Soboslai at right back, because that is it's I think it's a bit of a mishmash. See, what he's trying to do with Soboslai is, again, he's trying to sort of recreate what Klopp did with Trent, right? So it's a half-assed attempt at sort of trying to recreate something that happened last season, but at the same time trying to do it with your own players. Again, in defense, he's got two fullbacks. He's decided to change both his fullbacks,
yeah.
Frimpong and Kirkis. So that's there. Mo Salah, as I said last week, I wasn't even kidding when you say a new contract dip always happens. We've seen it so many times. Player gets a big ass contract. And I know Abhishek keeps saying it's not his first contract. It's still a big contract for a guy who's in his early 30s now, early mid 30s.
I think he's 32, 33.
32, 33. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it always happens. It doesn't matter if you're Mo Salah or whoever it is. It's a very natural thing. So I think it is about these guys trying to integrate. It is never a good idea to integrate 35 new players in a squad, anyways. I'm not even talking about
as
the team.
Chelsea.
As Chelsea, I'm not even talking about a team, by the way. I'm talking about a squad.
Yeah, yeah.
Because your training changes, your formations switches around. Go back to what Louis Van Gaal did when he signed Radamel Falcao, Angel Di Maria, and again some 30 other players. It didn't work out, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not about just what happens on the pitch. It's about what happens in the training ground. It's about how you line up. It's about the roles that all of these players take. So there's always going to be an issue when, I mean, there's so many examples. Look at QPR in the 13, 14, 15 season
Yeah.
when they signed Rio and Park and some, again, 25, they got relegated. That's it. So it's never an idea, it's never a good idea to do all of that. But having said that, the difference between United then, QPR then, and Liverpool now is that they've still retained their spine. There is Allison is still at the club, Van Dijk is still at the club, Salah is still at the club. So not Gravenberg, but maybe a McAllister, he's got that bit of seniority maybe right now. He's still at the club. Still have Andy Robertson at the club. So even if there's a bit of a divergence from what they do and how they do, there are still these senior players to sort of just get these people in. Like, it's a minor bump in the road and we'll get past it and all that. United probably did not have that back in the day when what's his face Louis Van Gaal was at the club, and a whole bunch of these other clubs haven't had that. So coming from a period of success with your core still intact, I unfortunately think they will be okay, and this is a momentary blip. So we've got one more comment in, a couple of more comments in that I want to read before we move ahead. So Abhishek Mainkar says that opportunities don't knock twice. I think he's talking about United, and I just replied to him that United are so garbage. It doesn't matter if the opportunity comes in and comes in with a huge bat and smashes you across the head, and they'll still won't take it. Which reminds me of an Akshay Kumar dialogue from Hera Fairy. where he's like, say, Mata Lakshmi तुम्हारे माथे पे तिलक लगा रही है और तुम मुंह धोने की बात कर रहे हो. So we are a prime example of Babu Bhaiya, where there is somebody like, hey, these guys aren't doing well. Take the opportunity. We will manage to muh dhulao eventually. So yeah, I agree with you, Abhishek. Opportunities won't knock twice, but United will not take an opportunity twice, thrice, four times, as much as it is. Shreyansh again, problem with Kirkis is that he's an overlapping fullback, but in the build, he's playing as a third centre back. Great point. That's Kirkis has been disappointing. Look how he played at Bournemouth. I think Abhishek also said the same thing
Yeah, yeah.
last in the last podcast is, and that's the thing, right? Because Andy Robertson never sort of played that role. He was always that bomb down the left kind of guy. This is the change that Slot's trying to make, where it's a feels like a bit of a mishmash, right? He's got Kirkes, who maybe does a different role, but because he now has Soboslai in that Trent position, he's trying to get Kirkes to sort of shift back in and play a sort of different role. So I agree with you, Shreyansh. It is a bit of a mishmash. And Shreyansh also says still have Joe Gomez at the club and we're waiting for him to score his first goal. Yeah, I think Shreyansh, yeah, you're gonna have to wait for a few more years till he scores because I don't think he's fit long enough to actually come out and do anything. The only time I hear of Joe Gomez is when he's inevitably injured again. And with Ibu Konate also playing like, I don't know, prime Nyron Nosworthy from Sunderland, I don't even know how and what these guys are doing. So
Oh, oh my God! But yeah. I think you have a point. But unfortunately, they will get better. They will get better.
they
And
will, they will.
if they sign someone, a defender in January, they have a good chance of winning it.
Maybe they
I'm going for
finally,
it.
maybe they finally get Mark Gay. Maybe. But I don't even know. You know what? You talk about Mark Gay, right? Mark Gay right now he looks so comfortable in a three-man defense. And
Yeah,
I know he's played in the four-man defense for Palace in the past as well. I actually think he's a better option right now than Konate.
most
I know
definitely.
Konate is linked with Madrid and all that, but I think Gay is playing out of his pants right now. He's so good. Good in the
Is
air.
it
He's so quick.
is it fair to say he's the best defender in the Premier League right now, based on his form?
Mark Gay
I
is the
don't think of
best defender. I
his
mean,
play. I mean, purely based on his form.
I would still say
Who's playing better? Who's playing better?
Gabriel
Who's playing better
maybe
than him?
is Gabriel
Yeah,
playing?
Gabriel. But you can make an argument that Margay
Yeah, fair
would be
enough. Yeah, he'd
much
be in the
better.
top.
Would be much better when he
Hmm.
joins, if he
I
joins
agree. Yeah,
Liverpool, if he
yeah, yeah,
joins
yeah,
some bigger club,
yeah.
because
That's
he's
fair.
been absolutely fantastic for Palace. And I come to the point that that point again and again. I watched that game between Liverpool and Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace were all over Liverpool. They were
Yeah.
all over Liverpool. So this is not just a case of Liverpool losing games or odd games on basically the dominating the game and defending badly. If you
Hmm.
recall, something like this happened in United's 2012-13 season, because in the first half of the season we used to score like 5 games.
Yeah.
We used to concede 5 goals and then score six after that.
Hmm.
And from January, it was mostly 1-0 score line and Van Persie scoring the goal.
So Jose did that, remember? Jose, even when Chelsea won their last league title
Yeah,
under
yeah,
Jose, he
yeah.
the whole park the bus philosophy of Jose with Gary Cahill and John Terry playing like, they were insane that season.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
no, I agree with you. I think it'll be, yeah, Mark Gay is great. I think Gabriel, I think that guy's a fucking man mountain, man. How
yeah.
bloody huge is that? He's so
Yeah,
imposing because
seriously.
I see him. He feel like a Neanderthal just going into the opposition penalty and like, how the hell am I? How is a Homo sapien supposed to stop this man mountain? He's insane. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that guy by the way. He's so comfortable on the ball. I know people rave about Saliba. He's because Saliba's obviously in that Rio Ferdinand mode, right? He's
yeah,
comfortable on the
yeah.
ball and all of that. But Gabriel almost reminds me of one of those old school Terry Vidic type defenders. He's not afraid to put his head, into the mix and all of that. Great, great guy.
And I mean, I don't. I mean, when he's playing, even when he's not in good form, but I mean, he always looks assured about himself, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's very good.
I have never seen Gabriel being that sort of low on confidence. I've never seen that.
The only time I've seen him rattled is when he's up against Haaland. The only time, but we can say that about the best defenders in the world. I mean that guy. Oh, good point by Shreyan. Shreyan says that another
Yeah,
is Joshko Guardiol. I think it's good because Guardiola, he's right, because Guardiola started off as a, I don't know, inexplicably, not inexplicably. We've seen Pep Guardiola play around with his fullbacks for no reason really.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
started off as a left back, but we knew he was more of a centre back than a left back. So yeah, he's right. He's
For
now that he's
Croatia, he used to play as a centre back.
centre back, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
when
yeah,
he came into prominence as well, right? But
yeah,
Pep being Pep, I mean, he's never satisfied till somebody's not inverting in, inverting out, subverting, controverting, or whatever it is. Unless he's got 19 arrows sticking out of his ass in terms of the position somebody's occupying, Pep isn't happy. Guardiola, yes, another shout out for a good defender, and I know he doesn't play too often, but John Stones. Like I look at
yeah,
John Stones, and I know he's sort of like that. He's after Diaz and Guardiola,
yeah,
I think, in the pecking order. I think John Stones starts for every other club in the league.
yeah. Most
I
of the
think
time.
Stones. I think Stones would start for Liverpool. Stones would start for Chelsea. Stones would start for United even as a centre forward. Stones would start for any other team. I think he's an elite defender just because of his recovery runs, just because how bloody comfortable is he on the ball.
Yeah.
I know he's. I won't say he's among the top three defenders in the league, but I like him. I like the
And we are talking about someone who won the treble and who was, I mean, who
guy.
was instrumental
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Guardiola's treble run.
yeah.
He used to
Absolutely.
play, if you recall, he used to play in that two midfield. The
Two midfield.
Guardiola
Yeah,
started, yeah, Guardiola started
he had to.
experimenting. Yeah, yeah, he used to have 10 formations every game. And during that time, in one of those formations, I think Stones played along with Rodri in that
Rodri.
too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That was his
Uh,
big. That was his big thing, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He did that to Philip Lahm as well. Remember when he was at Bayern Munich?
Oh,
He
God. Yeah, yeah,
took in Philip Lahm from a
yeah.
right back or a left back, and he started playing him in centre midfield. He's always done that. He's always done some stupid thing when it comes to.
But, and he's also done that with David Alaba.
Yeah, yeah,
David
David
Alaba.
Alaba. Yeah,
Yeah, and I personally think one of the most underrated players of our times is David Alaba. What a
yeah,
fantastic player he is! He is so comfortable on the
yeah.
ball, and I clearly remember watching. I think it was 2013-14 Champions League game between
Hmm.
Bayern Munich and Man City, and all
Hmm.
of a sudden, out of nowhere, I saw David Alaba shifting in the midfield, and he was so comfortable on the
Yeah,
ball. Then after some time, we saw Lam shifting in the midfield, and both of them
yeah,
were
yeah.
comfortable on the ball. And so much that Lam later started. He played only as a center midfielder.
Centre midfield. But it's,
Ah,
you know what? It's sorry, go on. Finish your thought.
no, no, so basically, what happened at the time was when Lam was right back. Sorry, when Lam shifted into the center midfielder from right back, then Joshua
Hmm.
Kimmich started playing as a right back, and now Joshua Kimmich plays in the midfield.
I was just going to say that this is a thing, and there's another player we're forgetting, Konrad Laimer. So Joshua Kimmich, so Lam did the same thing: fullback, center midfield. Joshua Kimmich,
Yeah,
fullback, center midfield. They're Bayern Munich is doing the same thing with Konrad Laimer now. Konrad
yeah.
Laimer started off when he came. I think he came in from Salzburg, if I remember correctly, or maybe I'm getting
Okay,
it wrong, or
okay.
Leipzig. I don't know, one of the Red Bull clubs.
Yeah,
He used to be primarily a fullback. Now I see him playing for Bayern Munich. He's sometimes a fullback. He sometimes plays in midfield. He's literally a replica of what they did with Lam and Kimmich. I like that guy, Conrad Lam. He came in on a free, by the way. So
okay, good. So
brilliant player.
basically, what you're saying is what Guardiola did with Lam and Kimmich. Are you saying Vincent Company is doing that with Conrad Laimer?
Looks like it. Looks like it. I mean, Company did spend time with Pep, so I'm pretty sure he's picked something up
Yeah, I
from
think
from
this. Yeah,
Guardiola.
yeah, sorry. Shreyas is saying that he came from Leipzig. So yeah,
Leipzig.
thanks.
Ah,
Thanks,
okay.
Ashwin.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Ryan. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But Vincent Company, who got relegated in the Premier League, is
Yeah.
so apparently I mean, he's doing wonders at Bayern.
He's you can say he's doing wonders at Bayern, or you can also say there's this another small little guy called Harry Kane, who is
Oh
yeah,
God, God.
he's I don't know how that guy has managed to take his game to another level. I didn't even realize there is another level to Harry Kane's game.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
guy is now playing almost as a 10.
yeah, yeah,
He's playing both as a 9. I see him dropping deep so many times, picking the ball up in those spaces, a little deeper, closer to midfield. He's playing
yeah.
random 40-yard pings. to whoever is running, Leroy Sané or any one of these guys that are making runs. And then all of a sudden, you also see him in the middle of the box with his trademark smashing finishes. Love Harry
Yeah,
Kane. Love
yeah,
Harry Kane.
absolutely. I mean, there is hardly anyone who doesn't like Harry Kane, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
is
yeah.
universally loved.
Of
Maybe
course.
some Arsenal fans because he was from Tottenham, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
is widely respected player.
yeah.
And on that point, I remember watching Euro 2021, and that was the time we started watching Kane drop deep. And
Hmm.
he had two runners. You had Sterling on one side, and you had Marcus Rashford on the other side.
Right, right.
Yeah. He used to drop deep, and these players used to take run
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
used to play those beautiful through balls.
Hmm.
And of course, for Tottenham, he used to do that for Son, of course.
Son, even Ericsson sometimes to overlap him. Christian Eriksen
Yeah,
back in the day when he used to play as a proper 10, we've seen him try
yeah,
to overlap Kane. Kane used to fall deep. Yeah.
yeah. I remember him doing that with Lamela and Lamela and Son. And I mean,
Hmm.
Harry Kane is absolutely brilliant player. He's such a good passer of the ball. And
Yeah.
when he was new in Tottenham, after having one good season, there were lots of talks or lots of cynical talks about, yeah, this guy just one
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
one season wonder. And it's been 10 years now.
yeah. Yeah.
And
And
every season he's scoring about 25 goals.
easily, I was
That's
just let me see, right? From 2014 to 2023 when he left Spurs, for those 10 years, he never scored less than 25 goals. I think no, he scored more than 20. His lowest goal scoring season for when he scored 24 goals for a couple of seasons. 24 is his lowest for Spurs in his proper 10-year spell, by the way, which is insane. And when I was saying, even before I looked at these statistics, right, I was talking about how he's taken his game to another level. He scored 103 goals in
three goals. Yeah,
106 appearances for Bayern Munich. It is insane.
yeah. Insane.
He's
It is
right now
absolutely insane.
he's already at 18 goals for the season. We're in October. He scored 18 goals in 10 games for Bayern Munich. That guy is a machine. And I think I saw Shreyansh also ping something a little while ago where he was talking about, when Antonio Conte came in and he also, I think, was playing with Kulusevski and all of that. So Kane as a player, it sometimes doesn't even matter who he's playing. He could be playing with a Kulusevski, he could be playing with a Son, he could be playing with a Sane, he could be playing with whoever it is. Man, that guy can play. That
I,
guy
I
can play.
always I always felt that I used to talk about this on Twitter all the time back in the days when we were glued to Twitter 24/7. That instead of signing Sancho at the time back in 2021, United could have signed Harry Kane. We could have done that. And I mean, of course, whether or not Kane wanted to come to United, it's
Hmm.
a different matter altogether. But instead of signing Jadon Sancho, we could have signed him, man. We
We
had
could
a
have
chance.
we could have signed a scarecrow instead of Jadon Sancho, and that scarecrow probably would have played a lot better than that jackass. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if he would have signed for United. He's far too big a player, and I'm glad he didn't sign for United. I'm glad he
Yeah.
would have scored 30 goals, and United would have finished, I don't know, 12th instead of 15. That's about it. So I'm glad for him that he didn't sort of join United. But I mean, yeah, man, Harry Kane's elite. He's as elite as they come. I'm not surprised he's doing so well.
Yeah. But yesterday in England's game against Wales, do you know who started? Who played as number 10?
I did not even know England had a game against Wales yesterday. Sorry, I've
Yeah,
been a bit
it
off.
was it was an international friendly. It wasn't even a qualifier, and England won 3-0. And player who played at number 10 was Morgan Rogers. Rogers played at number
Oh,
10. Yeah,
oh,
and
nice.
he had Ollie Watkins in front of him. So basically,
Oh,
Aston
a
Villa pair.
Villa. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because he had that in front of him. And I think, and see, uh, I don't want to compare England with United, but you have to. I mean, there are so many players playing in the same position that both of these teams have. You have
Hmm,
Jude Bellingham, who can play as an attacking player, not exactly as a number 10, but
hmm,
he will occupy that same position. You
hmm,
have Cole Palmer, you have Morgan Rogers. I don't think Morgan Rogers will start. And at the same time, you also have Harry Kane, who
hmm,
drops deep and operates in that position.
hmm.
And I don't know what. See, Thomas Tuchel is one of the finest coaches in the world.
Hmm,
So I'm
hmm.
sure he'll figure out a way to, or either he will at least drop a couple of players to not exactly to assert his authority, but to get his tactical system right. But if Harry Kane starts, I don't know who plays as a number 10. I don't think Jude Bellingham and Cole Palmer they can operate together because that has been the case, right? Because England always had too many players playing in the same position,
Do England
and
play three at the back at times? Because that is one way to accommodate everyone, right? England, if they play, say, Gehi, and I don't even know who starts for England. I'm a little out of touch with international football. But if,
so
say, they
I
play
don't
with,
think he has a fixed team right now. But
okay.
I think Harry Kane is injured right now, so that's the reason. Or is he injured or was he on the bench?
No,
No,
but
Harry
even if
Kane was
they,
on the bench. Harry
oh,
Kane was on the bench.
let me just,
Yeah,
Shreyansh with a couple of points. So he said that Kane was close to signing for City. If I remember, Levy didn't let him
yeah.
leave. Yeah, I think City even put in a bid for 100 million plus. And the funny part is that they were like, I think City's bid was rejected, and City were like, yeah, screw it. We won't sign anyone. They still went on to win the league, even
Yeah.
without anyone. And the next season, they got in Haaland. So that happened. Shreyansh also says that. So yeah, Shreyansh, yeah, you're right. Kane did come in. It didn't matter. It didn't. No one cared. They still went
Yeah.
on to win the league, and they won it next season again. Uh, Tuchel still calling
You.
Jordan Henderson ahead of Adam Wharton. Well, speaking of Adam Wharton, we have we have our friend Abhishek, who's sort of trying to not troll us. He's saying, "What are you guys blabbering about today?" Well, you would have found out if you had joined in, but he got I don't know. He's trying to work. I think he's not doing a very good job. He should be
I don't think he's
answering
watching.
emails right now.
He's just watching us. So what we should do is we just troll Liverpool left, right, and center like we
Yeah,
used to do. We should do that.
nah, why
Uh,
not?
yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think Shreyansh, another 15 minutes and I can join. Oh, that's great.
Hmm.
Abhishek is joining in 15 minutes. Abhishek, we have shared the link in chats in our group. Do join. And let's see, we can troll
Yeah,
Liverpool some more.
we'll get you joining in. We'll just say hi and we'll log off.
Yeah, and by the way, last night, John Stone started for a new. It
Ah,
was Stones and Gehi in the as centre backs. You had Spence as a left back and Konsa as right back. You had Anderson and guess who? Declan Rice in the midfield.
oh my God, oh. The greatest defensive midfielder of all time across galaxies. Oh wait, we haven't spoken about Arsenal, have we? My
No, we
favorite club.
haven't.
Okay, no, I want to take. I know. I don't know if a whole bunch of people are listening in right now or not. But can I just say that these both of these assholes, they've always put me right in the front when I go on one of my rants. Nobody stops me, and I can't stop myself because I have verbal diarrhea. Can I just say I like trolling Arsenal, but I'm not deluded enough to think that United are better than Arsenal. By the way, I know a whole bunch of people in the chat are just like, "Oh, but you think United are good?" No, I don't think United are good. I think United are garbage. But it is
But
just that I
just
also think
just one
Arsenal won't
point.
win the league.
Just to one point. I mean, we troll United a lot more than we do troll Arsenal.
Yeah, for good reason because United give
Yeah,
us
because we are
trolling
garbage.
opportunities,
Yeah,
more trolling
yeah,
opportunities. Yeah, yeah. We just wanted to say that. I just wanted to put it out there. Is that I mean, I make fun of Arsenal, but also our friend Aniket is also here. Antim
yeah,
Satya,
yeah.
Arsenal is going to be a champion. Yeah, sure, sure, Aniket. Yeah, sure. But
Uh,
then maybe, you know what, this time, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna stick my neck. I hope they're not. I hope they don't win because I have so many friends who are Arsenal fans, and I have been laughing at them, and I've been an asshole for about 20, what feels like 20, 21 years now. So just to let that little, thing continue, I don't want them to win, but I won't be surprised if they actually do go on and win the league this season. So
because I mean, after ages, they showed some sign of resilience. So
hmm.
basically, after they could have lost that Newcastle game last season
Yeah, they
easily.
would. They would. Yeah, yeah.
They would have lost that game easily. They would have lost their heads. Some Rice would have gotten a red card or something, and I mean,
But
then
if
they would have blamed the referees and the
yeah,
St.
yeah,
James's Park crowd at the St. James's
yeah,
Park.
yeah.
They would have done that, but they did not this time. So
No,
I
but
think
I'll Sorry.
Yeah.
Another thing is I know people are focusing on the starting 11, and maybe that's the reason why that Arsenal are going to do well. No. This is actually a serious point, not a
No.
serious point, but
After your point, read Aniket's comment. Aniket
reason
is
is
saying,
Mangesh is not backing Arsenal to be champion. He's never going to back Arsenal to be anything. He's not going to back Arsenal. I know that, but
see,
no,
I
I
would
mean
rather have Arsenal win it than Liverpool. To be very honest, it's not. I mean, it's like
it's like
if you recall.
it.
Do you remember what Gary Neville said back in 2013? It's
What
like
was it?
picking your. It was so basically Liverpool and City they were going for the title, and after in that Rodgers season,
Hmm.
when Gerrard's slip
Right.
happened, yeah. So I can't forget. I mean, I have to mention that, right? So Gerrard slipped, and Liverpool could not win the league, and Denmark was scored. But in that season, when Gary Neville was asked, who would you rather have as a champion, Liverpool or Man City? And he said at the time was, it's like picking a mate to lick your revive. And this is exactly what's happening
Yeah.
with us right now.
I have a better analogy. I think what I would say is that it's like choosing what you want to have, herpes or hepatitis. So, I would rather not have any, and I don't even know if I'd rather have herpes or hepatitis. So it's again, but you know
Oh my
what?
God.
It's for me, the thing with Arsenal right now is more than the strengths that their first 11 has. I think it's that the depth in the squad, the options that they are able to bring off the bench. I think it's second only to Madrid, right? Like if you look at Real Madrid right
You
now,
think so?
I
Second only
think
to
so.
Madrid?
I think so
That
because
much?
if you look at Madrid, right? Madrid start with Mbappe, Vinicius, and Mastantuano. All of a sudden, you look at the bench. You have Rodrigo coming on. You have
Yeah.
Brahim Diaz coming on. You have Arda Güler. I mean, I know he doesn't play in the
Arda
front
Güler.
three. He
But
plays in the
Arda Güler,
midfield,
man.
but he's that.
Yeah.
Look at the attacking option. If they have Chouameni and Kamavinga and Ceballos, they've got all these kick-ass options in midfield and even in the back four. So if you look at the depth that Madrid has, right? It's
Yeah.
insane. You look at Arsenal. I mean, I'm trying to think of a squad. Forget about the team. Right? PSG maybe has a
Yeah.
better team than us.
Yeah.
But if you look at the depth in the squad right now this season, I find it difficult to think of squads that have got more depth. Look at the options they have in midfield, man. I mean, a
Yeah.
guy like Merino, he probably start for most clubs in the league, but
Yeah.
he's behind Zubimendi and Declan Rice and these guys in the mix. There are games when Eberechi Eze isn't starting.
Yeah.
Madueke, he's injured now, but he's still competing with a Saka and a Martinelli and all those guys. So Trossard and all those guys. So in terms of depth, yeah, I think Arsenal are second only to Madrid. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I can't. I mean, at least at the top of my mind, I can't
Top,
think of other clubs.
at least top five. Definitely
At
in
least
top
top
five.
five. Yeah. I'd say so.
Definitely in top five. That is for sure. And out of which, I mean, the one player I know people, Arsenal fans are just crazy about Declan Rice, but the player I really like or who can make a difference, I think is Zubimendi. You need, I
Yeah.
think, see, I've seen this a lot of time, even when people compare Scholes and Gerrard. See, you need someone who can control the games, who
Hmm.
can be a glue that holds the entire team together. And I think Zubimendi is better at doing that than Rice.
Hmm.
And this is something that Posh coach used to do that Gerrard or Lampard couldn't. That doesn't mean Gerrard or Lampard were not good players because they both of them
Hmm.
were fantastic. They both of them were world class players. But having this unique ability to dictate the tempo of the game, I mean, I personally like such players. I mean, Xavi could do that. You have Perlu, who could do that.
Hmm.
And to be fair to him, even Xavi Alonso could do that. Xavi Alonso was
Hmm.
absolutely fantastic. So when
Yeah.
Liverpool were second in that 8-9 season, it was Alonso in the midfield, and
Hmm.
Gerrard was playing as number 10 behind Torres.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
was it
Hmm.
was Lucas Leiva and Alonso in the midfield.
Hmm.
At times
Hmm.
it was Mascherano
Hmm.
and Gerrard in front of them.
Hmm. Yeah.
So unless until you have a player who can control games, who can control the flow of the game, you're not going to win the league. It is as simple as that.
Yeah.
Chelsea
That's
had
fair.
that in Matic,
Hmm.
and I don't think Declan Rice is that player. And there were a couple of other comments on our YouTube video as well, and I mean, I say the same. When Scholes said that I prefer Tonali, he preferred someone who could do that. Someone
Hmm.
who is like Scholes. Of course, Tonali is not a similar player similar to Scholes. But yeah, again, when you have that element of control, teams are much better.
Hmm.
They can control they can basically change the pace of the game, and that's very important.
Hmm.
And I've not seen Arsenal do that. At least I did not see that last season.
Hmm.
Let's see what happens this time. But I think Zubi Mendy is a crucial signing, as if you ask me.
Hmm.
He could be Arsenal's most important signing of the season.
Could be. Also, Aniket is saying Rohit's favorite Havertz is not starting. Yeah, sure, man. I don't think Rohit's favorite and any Arsenal player could ever probably. Well, not really. I just had a lot of nice things to say about Gabriel, which I stand by. Havertz, yeah, no, I don't give a shit about Havertz. But
I like
yeah,
Odegaard though. I think Odegaard
yeah,
is fantastic.
I like a whole bunch of players, man. I'm obviously playing to the gallery here, but no, Odegaard's great. I like Yorian Timber. Huh? He's very aggressive.
Oh,
He's got a great engine on him. Gabriel Saliba are great.
yeah.
Gyökeres not so much, but I will. How many different ways can I continue my hate watch on
Do
Victor
you want
Gyokeres?
to do you want
I'm
to
watching.
remind us why? Do you want to remind us why do you think Gyökeres is not good?
I okay. How much time do I have? How long do you want this? But I will create an executive summary slide for why Gyökeres I think will not be a huge hit this season. Number one, he's 27. Number two, he had his best season under Amorim at Sporting Lisbon, where the formation was centered around him. It's not going to be centered around him here. I think he is not an elite finisher unless he's running. He's making those runs and somebody's finding the ball to him.
Yeah.
I A lot of the time Arsenal are, because teams will defend the low block against them. He is going to have his back against the defender and he's going to have to work different ways of getting a goal. It's not always going to be an open game. We forget that Arsenal right now are an elite team. Whole
Yeah.
bunch of teams are going to park their, not a park a bus, but they're going to have 10 men behind the ball. Does Gyökeres really have it in him to find those spaces and do all of that? Absolutely not. I don't think so. Let me not absolutely not. I don't think so. So, and of course, he sometimes I see him running around and Arsenal fans are like, "Kya bhaga hai yaar? Kya bhag raha hai? Kaise?" Have you ever seen somebody run the way Victor Gyökeres and all of that BS? So, I mean, I will continue my hate watch for a few more weeks. And if he starts banging in the goals, fair enough. I will hold my hand up and say my hate watch has failed and I am stopping it right now. But till then, Victor, I'm watching it.
See, I don't like appreciating Arsenal or Liverpool players, but from that Man City's team, there are so many good players and that I just could not hit. I could not hit Aguero.
Hmm.
I could never hit Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
But I really like Bernardo Silva. And
Hmm.
after if you recall in that 2019-20 season, Liverpool fans were just calling for his head because
Yeah, yeah,
it did not clap during the what do you call it, the guard of honor.
yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it was really fun. It was really fun. I like Bernardo Silva. I think he's a fantastic player.
He's a
But
nasty guy. He's nasty.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
give him. I mean, it's hard to miss how what a nasty dude he is. But
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
he's a great player. I mean, there's a reason why you're at Man City under Pep Guardiola for so many years, right? Unless
yeah,
you
yeah.
are really, really good, you're not gonna. Hey, by the way, Mangesh, I don't know if you want to do this right now. Just a little off topic.
Yeah.
We had a couple of people in the comments, not now, but previously, say that we could possibly play immaculate footy. Do you think we'll be able
Oh,
to do that today? Do you think? Because I think we've covered a whole bunch of stuff, or unless there's something you want to talk about. And not right
no,
now,
I
but
don't have. I don't have anything else. I was just talking in general. Should we wait for Abhishek to let me drop a message to Abhishek?
I don't know when our
Just to,
man is going to join. He's probably, I don't even know what he's doing. It just suddenly popped in my head. So
just to,
might be fun, no?
yeah,
To play that, but
just
and next time I think when we're on live, I think we'll come up with a few more quizzing games and we hope
okay,
whoever
okay.
tunes into our live, you all we can play together. So we'll keep our quizzes ready and we can sort of do like a live quiz at some point.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it will be fun. It will be fun. But do you have that grid right now?
I have it open, but I have it open on my computer, so I don't know how to share it. Or we can do it
Just
next time. I think that's fine.
if you're ending, then go ahead. I'm still on call 5-10 minutes. Uh, 5-10 minutes.
Can join it next time. That's fine.
Yeah,
And
I
we
think
can we
let's
can play
do
with
it.
Abhishek next time. That's fine.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can do that next time. Yeah.
See if you're
So,
able to do it, or we can do it. We can do it later. We can just talk today. That's fine as well. Just an idea that
yeah, yeah,
popped in my head.
yeah, yeah. No, certainly. Just hold on.
And as Mangesh is sort of working through a bit of that, what else happened in what else? Are we missing anything? Anything major happened in world football? Oh, Messi is coming to India, no? He's coming to
Yeah,
is he
yeah,
coming
yeah.
to Kerala or something? Where is he coming? I'm not sure.
He's coming to Wankhede Stadium.
He's coming to Wankhede Stadium. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
That's
coming to
insane.
Wankhede Stadium, but it's of course it's not a game of football. There's some showbaji for politicians, and
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, he's
He
making
was
his
here
guest
in Toronto,
appearance.
by the way. Inter Miami was facing Toronto FC.
Yeah,
So I think I don't know if he played or not, but he was in the squad or something. I don't know. I
did
didn't
he
go.
get his autograph?
Fuck that. Absolutely not. I did not even try to go downtown to watch the game. I did see the Inter Miami game last season. I thought I was there. He didn't play though, but I went in last season. It's fun, huh? Even like just to go off topic a little bit. I
Hmm.
quite like. I think even the vibe is picking up now, even here. So
Yeah,
in the US and
the World Cup
Canada,
vibe. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
World Cup vibe is picking up, and I'm already seeing some of these. Like I was at a grocery store a couple of days ago, and they're already running raffles and all of that to win tickets for the 2026 World Cup.
Nice.
And like some of these, we've got some good bars, some good, well, like screening events and all of that that's picking up. So I think next season, not next season, but I think during the World Cup, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
fun, and I'm actually kind of kicked. I am looking forward to it.
yeah, yeah.
It'll
So
be
am I.
fun
So
getting
am I.
smashed in a bar here with whole bunch, because now I think at least here, I think a couple of sporting teams are doing well. So the general vibe when it comes to sports is picking up.
Yeah,
The Raptors, unfortunately, are still shit. But let's see if that changes this NBA season. But no, man, I am looking forward to the World Cup now.
most time. Yeah, I mean, see, when it's World Cup, I'm always excited. I
Hmm.
like the World Cup. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
see, the first World Cup I watched was. So I remember watching Zidane's goal in some Doordarshan
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
news or
Mine was
something.
mine was 98 too. Mine was 98
Yeah,
as well.
but I did not watch any games during '98 World Cup. I watched a bunch of games during 2002 World Cup, and one of the reasons was it was after the school time. So my school
Ah,
used to get over at 12 o'clock or 12:30,
right.
and since the World Cup was in Korea and Japan,
Korea and Japan, correct.
yeah, yeah. So even if you recall the World Cup final, the Brazil Germany game, the game was at 4 p.m. IST.
Hmm.
Just imagine watching World Cup final at 4 in India.
Yeah, it's perfect. And I'll be honest. Back in the day, I remember the World Cup wasn't technically live on any of our cable channels. So I remember this. There was this. I don't even have to saying this, but I think it happened 20 years ago. Nobody's listening in right now.
Yeah,
Do you remember the cable channels back in the day in India?
of course, of course.
Our guy back 20-25 years ago, he was actually picking up feeds from all over the world and putting that on the cable channels. So
Is
we
that
were
so?
watching, yeah, I was watching bloody all these random ass World Cup games on cable back in the day. So,
So what happened? I'll tell you what happened during 2002 World Cup. So the that World Cup was live on 10 sports. And
ah,
so you had World Cup on 10 sports, you had wrestling on 10 sports, and it was,
oh
I
yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
I think Star Sports did not have their contract with WWE.
Maybe I didn't get 10
Yeah,
sports back in the day, maybe
yeah,
because
yeah.
I was watching a
So
lot of women's wrestling, and I think my parents decided that that's not the direction I should take when I'm in my 10th grade or whatever.
but yeah, I mean, that was the first World Cup that I watched closely. But the my favorite World Cup, because in 2006 World Cup, if you recall, it was after an engineering exam.
Oh
2006
yeah,
World
yeah,
Cup.
yeah,
2006 World Cup was the
yeah.
tournament where I watched each and every game. So out of 64 games, I must have watched 60 games live.
Ah, wow.
I mean, the only big game or only the game I remember missing was round of 16 game between, was it between Ukraine and Sweden, I think. It was round of 16 game. Except for that, I watched every big game. As I told, I must have missed a couple of games. I watched that third place game, and it was such a fantastic World Cup, man.
Mm.
Italy, Italy were fantastic. Germany were fantastic, and what I mean, two of the best games I've watched on international tournament. One was a quarterfinal between Germany and Argentina. Absolutely amazing game. And if that wasn't, I mean, even better game in the semi-final between Italy and Germany. What a
Oh, yeah, yeah,
fantastic!
yeah, yeah.
It was an exhausting game, man.
You know what I remember? So I was in Bangalore. So I have a cousin who's in Bangalore. We're very close. So I was there for about 1.5 months, and I watched. And he doesn't give a shit about football. He's a cricket guy,
Okay,
and
okay,
I'm both a cricket guy and a football
yeah,
guy. So I remember I used to keep him up at night. Both of us, I would be like, "Arey, so ja bhai, kya kare?" But I used to watch all those games till late at night. It was so much
yeah.
fun. So much fun. Oh, Chirag, by the way, how do you all know each other? Rohit's door he is in India. Chirag, unfortunately, this isn't even my door. I'm in my basement because I've been relegated to the basement. My wife isn't very happy that I keep talking and keep going on and on about football. So I have been shunned to the basement. Mangesh, as you can see, he's back home, and Abhishek is also not. But we know each other for about what 2 decades now.
Yeah, yeah,
We weren't even in the same engineering college or whatever. But yeah, I think football
yeah,
and just general, football related discussions is probably where we started
yeah,
many
yeah,
years ago. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I think Rohit is hiding in his basement because he's scared there are a bunch of Arsenal fans
Oh man,
who are coming
even
after
my
him.
basement isn't. Somebody will just creep in through that window. Someone just probably do a sniper shoot at me, and I'm gonna if I fall dead anywhere in my basement. I've already told my family if you don't hear back from me from 1 or 2 days, please assume that some Arsenal fan has decided to decapitate me or something.
That might actually happen, though. That might happen.
Like that.
Judging from how we are just going on and on about Arsenal all the time.
Yeah, and it'll just be me. These fuckers will run away. They won't really have anything to worry about.
The funny thing is, I mean, I hate Arsenal as much, and maybe not as much as you do, but I hate
But
Arsenal.
you know what? I don't hate anyone. Let me just say that. I probably hate is a strong word. I probably hated football clubs in 2004. I don't think I'm passionate enough to hate anyone at this point, but I mean, annoyed by
I
Arsenal. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I have to say, I absolutely despise Liverpool. And I despise, hate Liverpool more than I hate Arsenal. No doubt about it. I mean, every player that comes out from that team is the greatest. The Van Dijk is
Yeah,
the greatest defender of all time. Alisson is the greatest the goalkeeper of all time. Their laundry ladies and canteen walas are the greatest laundry ladies and canteen walas of all time. Everything about them is the greatest. Yeah, of course. I mean, that doesn't mean you don't respect them. Of course, we respect them, but at the same time, I absolutely despise Liverpool, and I hate Liverpool more than I hate Arsenal. But I hated Arsene Wenger lot more than any other manager Liverpool had. I hated Arsene Wenger more than
yeah.
I hated Benitez or
And
even
it
Klopp.
is.
But yeah, I just despised Arsene Wenger absolutely. And to think about it, I mean, we hated a bunch of Arsenal players back in the day, right? You hated Vieira, you hated Lauren, you hated Pires, you hated Henry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who
But I
else?
don't think I've ever hated a player. Okay, you know what? As I said, I don't hate anyone, but there's one player that I hate, despise is Luis Suarez.
Yeah, absolutely. No
I
doubt. No doubt.
despise that guy. I'm sure there are some United players that people hate, and I'm cool with that. But Suarez
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
piece of garbage. And maybe you know what
yeah.
my hate for Suarez also then sort of made its way through that strike force and went towards that little man who used to play next to him. But him I don't hate. I don't hate Messi. I genuinely think Messi fans are worst cult of personality fans in the world. Honestly,
Okay.
Ronaldo,
Are you
Ronaldo
are
fans,
you are you
Ronaldo
are
fans are
you
great.
saying that are you saying Messi fans are worse than Virat Kohli fans on internet?
Oh no, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. No, no, no. No, I think Virat Kohli fans are like the other day. I was reading someone and someone said that they they were just like okay, when you go into the zone of Virat's a better player than Tendulkar, I tune out. I
Yeah, yeah,
completely tune out.
Yeah, yeah.
One day international, sure, there is a good, but there's also a lot of caveats, right? The era that Virat, I
There
don't
are
know why you're talking
there
cricket,
are
but
yeah, but there are tons of caveats. There are many caveats to be very
you've
honest.
triggered me to a point where I have to talk cricket on the stream for the next 10
Yeah,
seconds. There are several caveats. New ball
yeah,
wala naya rule hai. Boundaries are closer, flat wickets, blah blah blah. Separate.
yeah.
Keep that aside. That guy can't touch Sachin when it comes to test matches. He can't touch Lakshman when it comes to test matches.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Virat
not. He
Kohli, I
can't.
said it before, Virat Kohli is not even in the top five for Indian test match. Gavaskar, Sachin, Dravid are the undisputed top three. Me
Sehwag,
personally, I put in Lakshman and even Virender Sehwag in front of him.
yeah.
You guys can put anybody from Mohinder Amarnath to whoever you want. I don't see how Virat. Why would Virat be ahead of VVS? VVS has saved games for us batting at number 3 and number 6.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, Euro is sort of sorry. We digress to cricket, guys. I'm a Tottenham fan, so what's your thoughts of the season we're having so far? Thomas Frank, brilliant appointment.
yeah.
I think you got a very good manager. You got rid of Daniel Levy, so that's a huge win for you guys already. So you got two massive wins. You've got a good young manager who's got a great brand of football, and you've gotten rid of the one commonality in Daniel Levy for because of which your club also got that brilliant stadium, I must say. But at the same time, he's held you guys. He's held you guys back. He's saying Kudus is changing my life. Yeah, I get that, man. Kudus is a brilliant player. I quite like even Dominic Solanke in terms of just the areas. Sorry, Abhishek, Mangesh, do you want to
No,
say?
no. So I think he's saying Kudus is changing. Well, like I think Javi Simmons is better than Kudus. To be very honest,
Hmm.
in that number 10 role, I
Yeah.
think Javi Simmons is excellent.
But Kudus is a lot more direct, right? Kudus is that sort of a guy who will get you off your seat. Like
Yeah,
he picks up that ball down the right, left foot, zip, 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 that sort of guy. But underrated, you know what? Underrated Dominic Solanke.
yeah.
Underrated.
You
I
can make
think
that argument.
he's that sort of battering ram. He's not going to get you 35 goals a season. He's
Yeah,
not that guy. But
yeah.
decent guy. Richarlison. any comments on Richarlison? I don't
Uh,
quite like him, but
I mean,
I mean
even I
he.
don't like. See, he's one of those players who, when you think that he is, yeah, what a garbage player, he does something
Yeah, yeah,
to. He's starting for Brazil as well.
yeah. He's
And
starting
it's
over.
not.
Fair enough.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
Fair enough.
So and yeah, he's a wind-up merchant. He winds up Liverpool fans. That's a plus for me. So, but yeah, Richarlison,
But I think
I'm not really sure about Richarlison. I really like Xavi Simons.
yeah,
Whenever
yeah.
I watched him, I thought he was really good.
Good
Richarlison,
celebration. He's saying good
yeah,
celebration. Yeah. But I'll
yeah,
tell you,
and
two players. Sorry. Two players we've watched for. João Palhinha. What a signing.
oh, what a
To
second!
get him on
What
a
a
loan
second!
from Bayern Munich, great signing. And
Yeah,
he's not a new signing, but one player that played so well in that Europa League final last season, Brennan Johnson.
no, no
I don't
doubt.
know why that guy always has a good game when he plays United. But Brennan Johnson again a good player. Yeah, we didn't speak about Spurs.
Listen,
Thanks a lot for bringing that up, Euro.
yeah, yeah,
I think Joe Pailinia and even like they've got some good players. Yeah, they've got that Lucas Bergwall. I like that guy.
yeah,
Madison
yeah.
unfortunately is injured, but even Cuti Romero. I mean, I know he's an Argentinian, so technically I shouldn't be saying nice things about him. But Cuti Romero at the back, big presence, great player. They
The
got some good
Coutinho is
players.
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic player, no doubt. And okay, so going back to cricket for just for another 10 seconds, uh, what happens with when people compare Virat with Sachin? I think that's not a fair comparison in the sense. For me, Virat is more like Ricky Ponting. So basically, someone who is an excellent athlete, and when his fitness is going down, his form is suffering. That did not happen with Sachin. Sachin wasn't a great athlete. He was always fit.
Yeah,
He. I mean, of course, he had a lot of injuries when you are playing from the age of 16
16.
and playing with that Gada.
Yeah,
That
his
he's
bat was
back.
always. But
He's back weight. One kg 420
yeah, yeah.
grams. That's insane weight for those who don't watch cricket. That's an insane weight for a batsman to carry, and he used to
But
do that.
don't you think that's also Mumbai thing? Like Rohit Sharma's best form post 2023 is when he sort of put on weight and he was quote unquote unfit. That guy's played like a dream for the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
Maybe that's a
yeah,
Mumbai thing. That's what Vada
yeah,
Pavs get you. They get you longevity, they get you class, but they don't get you an aesthetic physique like Virat Kohli, who's chomping down on broccoli and boiled salmon or whatever it is.
No, but that's the thing, right? When he was in shape, when he was at peak of his physical powers, probably he was absolutely brilliant. But
I don't
once
care
that
about
is going
speed.
down,
I'm very
but when,
nasty that way. If I don't like Virat Kohli, I'm not going to say a single nice thing about it. I just don't like it. I don't like his
okay,
fans. Okay, honestly,
see, I
I
like
don't
Rohit.
know.
I like Kohli to be very honest, but
That's a By the way, the next comment is from a friend of mine. He lives not so far away from here. And we were on a road trip once. Ritvik Gokhale. So we were on a road trip once,
okay,
and he's forced everyone to listen to the big match theory, by the way. And he's been a supporter of the big match. He's asking me, "Are you a Jays fan?" Of course, I'm a Jays fan. What do you think? I watch all their games. You know that. I don't. But yeah, by the way, he's a Detroit Lions fan. So maybe we do a baseball, NFL, cricket episode all rolled into one at some point.
I don't understand. I cannot stand the NFL at all. I tried watching NBA for some time, but I mean,
It's huge
you,
here.
you
Huh?
spend,
NFL is massive. NFL is
yeah,
huge.
yeah,
Huge.
yeah. See, what I like about Americans is they have theatrics. If you see
Yeah,
UFC,
yeah,
if
yeah.
you see, of course we grew up watching WWF and WWE. They have this theatrical element about them, and they use it really well.
Yeah.
And I
No,
think
they
what
do, they
we
do, and I think the way they
yeah
market their events, and I've had a conversation with Ritvik about it. They market their events so well. Like if we could do the same about
yeah
the IPL, right, at a global level, like the NFL, I think is the most highly valued league in the world,
yeah
and it
yeah.
only goes on for like 5 months or something. I think it's
Is
on
that
now.
so? Just
Yeah,
five months?
The Super Bowl is in February, and I think they only started in, I don't know, September, whatever it is, 5 6 months. So for a league that only lasts for 5 6 months to have it to be that huge, crazy. Oh, you're saying what's your thoughts on the whole Messi visit? We just spoke about it. We could have used that money to improve the football scene in India. But would love to hear your opinion. It's 150 crores. I don't know, man. It's an event. It's September to Feb, by the way. That's when the
Oh,
NFL
Ritik,
season
yeah,
is. 150
yeah.
crores, yeah, dumb. But improve the football scene in India, sure. But that's a separate conversation, and the
Yeah.
authorities sort of need to, it's going to need massive, massive, massive investments. It's going to need a change of attitude. It's going to need a whole bunch of things that will probably take decades. I mean, it took us decades to build that new airport that just got inaugurated in Navi Mumbai. So,
Yeah,
improving the
yeah.
football scene might take 100 years.
And I think that could have happened with cricket as well. But thankfully, we had someone like Jagmohan Dalmia in charge of BCCI
Mm.
in the 90s. I said it could have been cricket. I mean, BCCI would have been just like your football federations and federations of other sports.
Or like PCP.
Or like PCB. Good point. It could have been like PCB. But thank God we had Jagmohan Dalmia, people like Jagmohan Dalmia, Amrit Mathur, and yeah, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Else, now we rule the world. We completely rule the world. It's not like we are the best cricket team in the world, but it's so good to see the way we bully everyone.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends can't stomach that in the sense that they think that, oh my God, we shouldn't be doing that. But I mean,
Do it.
what do you
Australia did
what
it
do you
for a
think?
long, long time.
What do you think
Fuck it.
ECB did? What do you think your Australian cricket board did?
Stamp on their throats. Don't worry about it. Go on. Stamp your authority. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that we finally have a power in one sport
Yeah.
and we are using it to our advantage.
Use it. What's the point? What's the point of you can't just be a cash cow, right? If you are
Yeah,
giving the game all of that money. Yeah, I see that's what you're saying. I think we might be the best cricket team. Our reserves can handle first team of some countries. 100%.
a fair point. That's a fair point.
Everybody in power, the biggest thing, everybody in power does that. What Harsha's take on. Americans in geopolitics, India in cricket. I agree. Do it while you
100%.
can, right? There's always going to be a downturn. While you can make money and spread your sphere of influence to whatever extent possible while you can. And I agree with Euro as well. Yeah, I was just talking about this with Ritvik last week. It's like the best teams in Asia, at least for T20, are probably India and India A.
Most
And
definitely.
then Pakistan, and then Sri Lanka, and then Bangladesh.
Maybe. Yeah. That's a fair point. That's a
But
fair
Yashasvi
point.
Jaiswal, I don't, okay, this is just turned into a cricket podcast for some reason, but Yashasvi Jaiswal is struggling to make it into our team. He's not in the T20 squad. I don't think he's in the ODI squad in Australia as well, which is weird, but yeah. Do we have anything else? I don't think Abhishek is joining.
No, I think Abhishek is still in the
That's
call.
right, that's right. Do you want to play today, or maybe we leave that for next time?
We can leave that for next time when Abhishek
Okay.
is in as well.
Makes sense.
Okay. So we can stop.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watching our content on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at tvmt.pod and also follow us on Spotify. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll go live. No, on the weekend, are we going live? No, right? Both you and Abhishek are not.
No, we're not here on the weekend, so you probably won't see us live, but we'll maybe do it next week.
We'll definitely do it next week. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.